Most people agree that the country does desperately need more homes, and the government has promised an extra $1.5 million by 2029. That's easy to say. It's maybe $1.5 million times harder to do. Even though it's now on Keir Starmer's priority list, it is a tall order. But Angela Rayner, as Deputy Prime Minister, it's your job to make it happen. Governments for years have tried to do this. What makes you think you're going to be able to achieve it when other governments have failed so many times before?
Well, Laura, first of all, you're absolutely right. The ramping up of house building, we haven't seen it on this scale since the 1950s after the Second World War. So it is a tall order. It is a stretch target. But we're determined to change the planning regulations, to invest more into affordable homes programme and to deliver the housing we desperately need. Keir Starmer last week as Prime Minister was very clear and levelling with the public. We said we'd build these homes. It's going to take us a lot of change to deliver that, and I think Ben touched on it. There are things we have to do in order to stop these developments being stuck in the system, and we're determined to deliver that.
One of those, and we'll hear more detail on it this week, but you are going to grab some power from local councils so that planning applications can be, in some cases, waved through, in some places just speeded up. But why do you think that you and Keir Starmer, sitting in Westminster, know better than local councillors on the ground?
Well, first of all, we consulted back when we were elected in July. I started a consultation on the National Planning Policy Framework. So experts, local councils, public were able to feed into that consultation. So we'll have clarity on the National Planning Policy Framework. Then we're having mandatory local plans. So local areas will have to come forward with what they think their housing needs are and how they're going to deliver it. So there's no need to then keep going round and round in a system. If you deliver on the National Planning Policy Framework and within the local plan, then we should be able to streamline that process and get those developments.
But if you cut through the jargon, what is going to happen is that you are, in some cases, going to force councils to build in parts of the country where they might not want to, and they believe that local people don't all want there to be building. So I'll ask you again, why do you think you and Keir Starmer, as a matter of principle, know better than people in local areas?
Well, at the moment, we haven't had mandatory local plans, and therefore we've seen speculative developments in areas through permitted development. I'm saying to local planning and local authorities, get your plan in order so you decide, based on the affordability and the challenges in your area that you know about, decide where you think this development should happen. If they follow the National Planning Policy Framework and that local plan, then we shouldn't have it stuck in the system for years, and therefore we're going to push ahead.